Hello, I'm Courtney Prosser, transformational mentor, and welcome to the Diamond Code podcast, the place where you learn to transform struggle into success, fear into fulfillment, and dirt into diamonds. Hello, I'm Courtney Prosser, and welcome to episode 8 of the Diamond Code podcast. Today's episode, we're talking about self-doubt. It's something that we all experience. Hands up, who knows self-doubt? I know it well. I know it so well. And anyone out there who's going for their dreams, anyone out there who is, working in alignment with their truest, deepest potential, will know self-doubt. We all have a journey and a dance to dance with self-doubt. So on today's episode, I want to talk about the power that self-doubt offers us, because so many people see it as something that's like a block that gets in the way. My self-doubt can often feel like it's this wall that is impenetrable, and we just won't ever get to the place that we're desiring to go or feeling called to go. So I would like to dress self-doubt in a different cloak today. I'd like to actually take off the cloak of feeling like it's in our way and turn it into something that becomes our ally, because all of the negative emotions, all of the things that we think are getting in our way, like fear and frustration and of course self-doubt, they feel like they're our blocks. But if we can learn to use them, if we can learn to transform them, they become something that actually can help us rather than hinder us. It's just a really powerful reframing that needs to happen. So I'd like to paint a picture of what it actually takes for us to move to the next level in our life. So imagine you're operating at a certain level, possibly where you're at right now, in your business, in your relationships, with your current state of health, where you live and your current lifestyle, what you're doing day to day. All of those areas are at a current sort of level, and you'll have varying degrees of happiness and satisfaction and fulfillment and success in all of those areas. So when people do the Diamond Code process, and of course, we do this in life in general, as we reach certain points where we sort of set new goals for ourselves. And hopefully your goals come to you through your intuition and not through your head and not through who you think you should be, comparing yourself to everyone else and looking at what everyone else is doing and setting your goals from there. Hopefully your goals are coming intuitively. They're like a calling, a message, nudges from the universe, whatever you want to call them. But they're coming through you from the very deepest part of who you are. When they're coming from the depth of our soul, like a soul-led expansion, you get to see images of what it is that you want to create. At the start of the Diamond Code program, we pull all of that out. What is it that you want to create? Where are you at now, and where do you want to be? What is that next level for you in all areas of your life? Career, business, relationships, lifestyle, health. And you really start to paint a picture of what it is, that next level for you. And then you start to see the steps between what is it that's going to allow you to be operating here, whereas this is your current state of what's normal and this is your new normal. Life is always nudging us to expand, so we are all undergoing this process. And when we resist this process, life gets really uncomfortable. And so often, a good indicator to know that you're not taking the steps that you need to be taking towards the natural growth and expansion of your being is that life can get really uncomfortable. Life can feel really stagnant. You're not listening to yourself. You're fighting the flow of life. When we step into alignment and we start to really step ourselves towards what it is that our dreams, what we're being nudged to create, It can also get uncomfortable, but it's a different kind of discomfort. That's when fear, it's when self-doubt can come up and feel as though it's in our way. What I've found with myself and also many of my clients is that when you really reach a stage in life where you start to see an image of yourself and your life that scares you, that feels like it's a big leap or a big jump, that's often when self-doubt and fear can come up the most. So, I've personally, since I've had kids and returned to my business, can feel just this big mission of what I want to create. And I've seen bigger pictures of myself doing things that I've never seen before in my career. So the self-doubt is coming up sort of in proportion to the size of the dream. So I'm doubting myself currently more than ever because my dreams and my goals feel bigger than ever. The fear and the self-doubt will often be directly proportionate to the leap that we're making. Some people tend to make sort of small, steady steps along the way. I tend to be a quantum leaper. I take a massive leap and then I spend a couple of years, catching up with that massive change. We all grow in different ways, but I tend to make massive jumps and then spend this time trying to catch up with this new life that I've created. And so when I see that next step, it usually terrifies me and all my self-doubt comes up. What I've turned that into and what I recommend you to turn your self-doubt into is really one simple thing. It's an indicator that you have created a big goal. That's it. It's just there to show you that what you've set for yourself is quite big, and that's okay. We don't always want to, spend 100% of our time focusing on what that big leap is. We want to actually spend some time having a look at what the broken down steps are that we need to take to get from here to here. The self-doubt that you'll feel for this step will be this much self-doubt. And then when you get to there, you've got this step, and then you'll feel this much self-doubt. So sometimes the quickest and the easiest way to reduce that self-doubt is to actually just focus on your next step, rather than focusing on the big gap, because your self-doubt will always mirror the step that you're taking. So if your goals feel big and bigger than you, if what it is that you're working towards feels, like a really big step and really far away, and you've got lots of self-doubt coming up, know that the self-doubt isn't there to say that you're not enough. It's there to say you've got big dreams. Go for it, you high achiever, you. But break it down. Break it down to a manageable step. What is the next step? What is the next action that I need to take to move me in the direction of where it is that I want to go? And that self-doubt will be manageable, but it will be there also. Know that self-doubt will be your companion on your road to success and also fulfillment. But it's not there to stop us. It's just there as an indicator to show us that we're growing at each step. So I'm just going to lead you through a meditation now to help embrace and transform self-doubt. So if you're listening to this driving or walking, keep your eyes open and keep focused on what you're doing, and then just allow some of your attention to move through this process with me. Otherwise, close down your eyes and allow yourself to take your focus away from the outside world. Those of you driving, stay focused. Those of you walking, stay focused. Those of you sitting, just focusing on your inner being and taking a few breaths down into your belly. Just calming your nervous system. Everyone's nervous systems are very busy these days, so we always just want to be taking nice deep breaths to tell our body that we are safe, we are enough, everything is as it should be. Taking nice deep breaths down into your belly. And I want you to ask yourself, what has your soul been guiding you to create? What nudges? Has it been nudging you forward? What beautiful dreams and visions has your intuition been placing in your mind's eye? And just allow yourself to see what it is you would love to create in your business, in your relationships, in your lifestyle, in your physical body, and your health. What is it you've been called to create? And just revel in the beauty of that. Revel in the beauty of that for a few moments before the contraction comes. So often you'll feel this beautiful expansion when you see your next level of growth, that next goal that you're working towards, the dream and the vision that you're being called to, but you're not there yet. You'll expand into that. Then often what happens is the contraction then happens. And this is when we feel the distance between where we want to go and where we are now. That natural contraction happens where some fear and some self-doubt comes up. And you often hear the words of, I can't do that. I'm not good enough to do that. And your mind, when it feels that contraction happening, it looks for all these reasons why you can't do that. Trust that that's natural, the expansion of your next level of growth and the contraction of self-doubt that shows you that the distance, it just shows you that there's an expansion that needs to happen. So what we do is we thank the self-doubt. Let self-doubt be our friend. It's showing us that we are growing and we're moving into a greater level of expansion in our life. We then want to shrink down the steps. So just asking yourself and your intuition, once you see that beautiful vision, once you feel the contraction of where you are now, it's not to show you that you're not enough, it's to show you that you're not there yet, and that's okay. On the inside, on the deepest spiritual level, you are there already. But on a physical level, you're not there yet. That's all self-doubt does. It shows you that, the spiritual message coming through shows you what you're already expanding into. The contraction shows you the growth that needs to happen in your mind, your emotions, your energy body, your physical body. Self-doubt is just showing us there's an expansion that needs to happen. So what is the next step? What is the next step that you need to take on your journey to move towards that next level of growth, that big picture, that dream of what it is you want to create? And just allow an answer to come right now. What is the next step for you to move towards that next level of growth? And trust any answers that come. And just notice as you expand into that next step that there will also be a little contraction that happens. And that little bit of self-doubt, which is so much easier to overcome. But the self-doubt is just to show you that there's a next level of growth for you to step into that next step. So you just need to feel the fear, feel the self-doubt, hear the words, and take that action anyway. And that's it. That's it. That's what we're all faced with. That is a natural part of life, to feel an expansion into growth, to feel the contraction of the parts of us that aren't there yet, and to acknowledge that self-doubt as just something that's showing us that there's parts of us that need to grow and expand. So we thank self-doubt for showing us that. We ask for the next step forward. We feel a smaller level of self-doubt, which is much easier to overcome. So we then take that next step and we continue to take small baby steps every single day in the direction of that new normal, that new level of potential, and that dream of what we're creating. So opening your eyes and looking out at the world and knowing that you are worthy of that amazing dream that you want to create. And self-doubt is just there to show you that it's it's a process, and that there are parts of you that aren't there yet, although your soul is already there. If that's what you've been shown is the next step for you, it's yours. So ultimately, the gap between where you are now and where you want to go, it doesn't exist on a spiritual level, but it does exist on a physical level. So we just take the steps we need to take, holding the hand of self-doubt to get there. This sounds so much easier than a wall of self-doubt, doesn't it? So may you move forward today, trusting that self-doubt is just a reflection to show you that you have big dreams and big goals. So go for it, little high achiever you. What you see is meant for you. Any self-doubt is just showing you that you have big dreams. And so minimize it down to the next step. Keep taking those tiny steps forward. And if you would like some support on your journey to create your next level of success and fulfillment in your business and your life, the Diamond Code steps you through all of the steps that are required to create that next level of expansion and potential in your life. We go through your life physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Clear out all the stuff that's standing in the way, appears to be standing in the way, but we literally just transform it all. And I still use that language sometimes. Stands in the way. Nothing stands in your way. Everything is part of the process of expansion. So all of the stuff that seems to stand in your way, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, we just transform it and keep you moving forward to the destiny that is yours. So if the Diamond Code is calling you, visit my website at courtneyprosser.com, and I wish you magic to unfold on the path to create your next level of success and fulfillment. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening to this week's podcast. If you liked it, please click the like button and share it with others who you know are ready to shine bright in their life. Subscribe to the podcast channel so that you can see when new episodes are released. And if you're ready to dive deep and undertake the Diamond Code training, visit my website at courtneyprosser.com. And remember, stand strong, shine bright, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Diamond Code podcast.